Alright, so hi guys. It is Michie here. I do apologize for the traffic sounds in the background. I can't do anything about that because it's starting to get hot again, and I don't want my pets to suffer while I am making a video because my apartment, being old, gets hot very, very, very fast. And so, yeah, I know a lot of people get bugs, and I do apologize, but I want you to know that I know it's there. I just can't do anything about it because joys of working in a one-room apartment is your office, is your living room, and I don't feel comfortable locking my pets away in a tiny room just so I can record audio. It seems kind of cruel. So anyway, I wanted to talk about my experience getting the COVID vaccine, and I will have stuff linked down below. So hopefully, YouTube will let me say COVID because I'm gonna feel really dumb if I keep saying sick spiky round boy and panorama throughout all of it. So we'll just see if you guys see this video or not. But the reason why I'm making this video, and this is an extra video, is I am very pro-vaccine, unless you are obviously immune compromised and can't get it, and I've made other videos where, personally, I think those are kind of the only exceptions to it, in my mind, because this is a global pandemic. So I might talk about that more a little later. If not, if you don't believe me and you don't agree with my beliefs or whatever, that's fine. Everyone has a right to their opinion. You can just stop watching this video, and I have no issue with that, because I know in this trying time, I don't want to watch stuff that bothers me or upsets me, or I know I'm going to click on it and make me angry, and I think other people should do the same. So this is just my experience, my side effects, and what's happened with it, because I got it about 4 days ago, and I'm starting to feel a lot better now, so that's why I'm starting to think, okay, I'm towards the end of it. So we're going to start off with, I hate my state. I talk about this all the time, but the U.S. is treating the COVID vaccine terrible. We're not even having it be where it is a thing where it's, like, across the board the same thing. Like, in some states, it's just a clinic you drive to. In others, you have to make an appointment. In others, you have to go through your doctors. In others, it's by your area code, and it's so dumb, and it bothers the heck out of me to no degree. Like, it makes me, like, actively angry. And the fact that, you know, like everything in the world, they're kind of saying, well, screw you poor people. Because I have known people who work in the food industry and the health industry that are lower ranking, you know, so they're making like normal people money, and they still have yet to be able to get a vaccine because the only appointments they were able to get, if they were able to get it, their bosses like wouldn't let them take off of work for it. So, you know, that's a whole other issue in its own right. And so I talked about it previously that I was having such a hard time getting vaccinated because I worked from home. I kept getting denied, even though I do have health reasons. I have a weak heart, I am overweight, and I had asthma as a kid. I don't have asthma now, but the overweightness and the fact that I have a weak heart should put me up to the list. And because I do work from home, I know there's a lot of other people that are like, oh, well, you probably should have waited. And as someone who had COVID back in February, not this year, of last year, it really messed with me mentally. I've talked about it on this channel, but I lost someone due to COVID. We lost a family member due to it, and losing that family member actually infected us. We didn't know it at the time, obviously, because it was February, it was before the lockdown, and everything was in such shambles last year that we couldn't even get a blood test done to see if we had the antibodies until like 6-7 months later, because at least out here in the stupid Golden State, we were told like if you didn't have literally every single symptom, you couldn't get a test. It was very dumb and very stupid, and I still have issues with it to this day. But it was the most terrifying sickness I'd ever been through. It has been the most sick I have ever been, and we had the mild case of it. So I was terrified of getting it again, and I was terrified of dying. And I was terrified of passing it on to family members because my husband is a teacher, and he is a teacher at a trade school. And so because of that, he has to be around students every day. There's no way around it. They do all of their, I don't want to sound stupid, but my brain's like book lessons online, but all of the physical stuff they have to still do in person. And even though they have restrictions, they have people wear masks, they have people wear gloves, you know, what are the chances that this person doesn't have a job outside of this situation? You know what I mean? What's the chances of the people who they live with having a job that they can't work from home? Like there's a lot of circumstances out there. So, and we also have high risk family members that while we try to social distance from, they just won't. And so we were worried about getting them infected. So Cody was able to get it. It actually wasn't too much of a problem for him because he's a teacher. But then again, I have other people I know who, work at a dentist office where they're literally working in people's mouths all day, every day. And they still have been denied the vaccine. And there's no real reason why. They're not saying why. At least where I live in California, I don't know if it's all of California, but at least Southern California, so many places are locking you to your area code, which is really, really, really dumb. Because in some areas, you have, 50,000 people, maybe more. I'm probably being generous there. You probably have 100,000 people. Because we have at least 19 million in this state, if not more. And a lot of them are down here in Southern California. So you have all of those people. And then you have some counties that have like 2,000 people. And they're giving them the same amount of vaccines. So I've seen videos and heard stories of people who've been able to just throw the vaccines away because once they couldn't get done for that day, they're just throwing them out because they're not chilled anymore, whatever. And so it's like, oh, that's great. Why don't we just have it be where, we have like a 24-hour thing and people can just drive through and get it and you switch people out for shifts like a normal job. And why do we have to go through all this cake and caboodle? Oh, because people are dumb? Oh, okay. That's lovely. That's great. And so because of that, I kept trying to apply for places, and because I was self-employed, even though I am high risk, I kept getting denied for some reason, every single time. And it was causing me a lot of stress. It was causing my family a lot of stress because everyone else in my family gotten vaccinated. And it was starting to really weigh on me. And there were places where we're like, oh, okay, hey, we're going to go to my in-laws' place because we had to get some stuff done, and they had a bunch of openings. We go there, and they look at my driver's license, and they're like, haha, you don't live here. It says you live in X location. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm here right now, and I have my appointment. They're like, that's cute, we can't give it to you. And I'm just like, why? And then I watched them throw it away. And that, messed with me a little bit. So yeah, I don't like how we're handling this whatsoever. So if you're having a hard time get it, I understand. I really do understand. This has been a hard time for me just to get one. And I am lucky I got the Johnson & Johnson. And so with that being done, I'm going to talk about my experience getting it now and the side effects I had afterwards. But hey, if you want to vent your frustrations out to other people down below, please do. I totally recommend that. Try to keep cuss words to a minimum, though. I know I curse a lot, but YouTube flags cuss words, not me. So, yeah, if you guys want to vent your frustrations out in the comments with other people, and if you've been trying really hard to get it, go right ahead. I fully recommend it because sometimes it's good just to let a good scream out. So, anyway, I finally got guaranteed for Friday to get the Johnson & Johnson, and I was very excited. I actually witnessed a traumatic event that I'm not going to talk about right now on the way there because I thought, oh, I know it's only 5 minutes away, but I want to leave early. Yeah, so something happened on the way there, and my brain was instantly like, ooh, I hope that's not a bad omen. It wasn't, thank God. But I ended up going. It was in a Walmart pharmacy, which I was very surprised by. I was expecting like tense lines out the door, that kind of situation from what I've seen and what I've been trying to get done. And yeah, none of those. I just parked. I walked in. I asked a greeter where to go. The greeter didn't really tell me. They just pointed in a vague direction. And I kind of wandered around the Walmart until I found the pharmacy and I found the section. Once I was there, it was a simple case of playing insurance tag where I gave a pharmacy worker my insurance and my driver's license, and they just kind of like passed it around, and I was like, I don't know what that means. You're just passing my stuff around to like every pharmacist out back there. And after that, I had a very basic paperwork to fill out. It was literally like name, age, insurance number, Which, by the way, the vaccine's free. It's supposed to be free. So unless I get a bill in the mail from my insurance saying they lied to me, it's supposed to be free. I don't really know why you need an insurance card because this is America and there are a lot of people who don't have insurance. So that's also something that very much unsettles me. If, literally people don't have insurance and they're going to be denied for that too. Let me know if that's a thing because I haven't heard that being a thing. But like everywhere I've looked, they say you need to bring an insurance card. So that's going to really, really worry me if they deny people for not having insurance, even though it's supposed to be free and not go through your insurance. It shouldn't even go through your freaking area code, in my opinion. But anyway, so I sit there, I wait, they come out, the pharmacist comes out with the shot. He explains to me, he's like, hey, this is the Johnson & Johnson. It's the one shot. It's 80% effective compared to the others. But honestly, again, I already had COVID, so I have the antibodies, so I have a little bit of a leg up there. And I don't care at this point. Like, I've had a lot of people be like, oh, well, it's only 80% effective. I'm like, I just want the vaccine. I have been trying to pull teeth to get it, and I feel like a lot of other people are at that point, too, where they're just trying to get one. Like, they're not really caring at this point, And so he explained to me that because it's a one shot, it's a little bit of a thicker shot, so I might have stronger side effects. And in about an hour or two after getting the shot, I'm going to be really, really tired. I'm going to want to take a nap. So his exact words were pop in a Aleve or an Advil or something and then just take a nap. So I also did hear to drink a lot of water. So I drank a lot of water the day before and the day of. Now, I always make sure to drink like my normal amount of water every day just because I'm getting to that point in my old age where I'm like, ooh, I can like feel it if I don't drink, my 8 cups of 8-ounce glasses of water at a minimum. And so when I got the shot, the needle didn't hurt, but the weird thing was I definitely did feel it go in, like he told me about. I was like, ugh. It didn't hurt. I don't know how to describe it. Just like if you get the Johnson & Johnson, you're going to feel the stuff go into your arm, which is really unsettling because it was really weird to me. And then the pharmacist told me to sit out in the waiting area and wait about 10-15 minutes in case I have any allergic reactions. Pretty normal from what I've been told by everybody else. So I sat there, I witnessed some events at Walmart that were... Yeah, they were an event, and so just my luck kind of happened, but didn't have any side effects, thank God. And then I drove home. Well, I got some food, and then I drove home. And then after that, I did feel the tiredness. Now, that's something I want to explain. It was sort of like an instant fatigue. Not like when you're sick. This is my experience with it. So if other people had it differently, again, also feel free to comment down below. Let's share it. But I just suddenly felt like if I was staying up past my bedtime. I know that sounds like really childish for someone my age, but it's like, when you're tired and you're like, I usually go to bed about this time, but I'm going to stay up a little longer. So you're at that tired, you had a long day, but you're not like overly exhausted. So I was in that weird limbo. I took an Aleve, like you said, and I ended up also being in a weird kind of like brain foggy haze where I was in a mood of like, well, because I did try to sleep. And I just genuinely couldn't get to sleep. And so I was like, okay, well, what do I want to do? I kind of want to talk to somebody, but I don't really have anything to talk about. I kind of want to play a game, but I don't really want to play a game. No. So I just kind of like existed for a few hours, and then I eventually did go to sleep. And so the next day I actually had a D&D game. Now, I woke up also very fatigued, very tired. Again, though, it was an odd tired. It wasn't like a hurting tired. It was like I didn't get a lot of sleep. But it was like that sweet spot of like, yeah, I probably shouldn't sleep in. I'm probably going to oversleep. So I'm still a little tired, but not so tired that you're like, well, I only slept for an hour. Time to just, exist. So it was more on the sweeter side of like, I just woke up a little early. I guess I'll just stay awake even though I'm tired. Now, the big thing was I did have soreness in my arm, and I do technically still have soreness in my arm now, but it's getting better. And my sinuses were acting up a lot. And I don't know if that's because of the shot or because of allergy season. Recently, I've been taking like I didn't take any, but I've been taking an allergy pill and a Flonase or a knockoff Flonase every day. But I didn't take it the day of the vaccine, and I haven't taken it since because I didn't want to like mess with it. And so I've had weird like sinus symptoms, not painful, just odd. So that's something else I wanted to point out. I know it's very vague, but it's felt vague. So we did D&D. I had a great time. But I was getting really tired there, and if you watched my live stream, I was drinking a lot. Like I think every like time I wasn't talking, I was like taking a sip of either my coffee or of my water, my giant water bottle, because I have been very, very, very thirsty. That's a side effect I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, but my friend told me that his mom, when she got it, she was just like chugging water like no one's tomorrow. So that's been me lately. I have been drinking and peeing like nonstop, pretty much. And but I think, hey, at least I'm getting hydrated and I'm staying it in. So if that is, helping me not have the flu-like symptoms I've heard of people having, I'm taking it. So there is soreness in the arm when I try sleeping on that side, but other than that, it's not unbearable. And now I'm finally at a point where I'm not at that fatigue state anymore. And this is now, at the time of recording it, it's Monday, so I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm like, this is great. Now again, just because I'm vaccinated doesn't mean I'm going to go be stupid. I'm not going to go do parties. I'm not going to do giant ragers. But I am going to tell you one thing, because I'm still going to wait, because you're supposed to wait like 3 weeks with the Johnson & Johnson instead of 2 weeks like the other two. But I have just such a sense of relief now. Again, I'm not going to be stupid and go licking toilets or something disgusting like that. But I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, I can see my friends, and in the back of my mind, I'm not going to be scared. I can go for a walk in a park and not be as angry. I'll still be angry and judging the people who are having weddings and giant baby showers in public parks in a pandemic. A little bit. But I'm not going to feel as scared. I'm going to be able to, like, go to them more. I'm going to be able to do a couple more things more without feeling as freaked out. Because Cody's also going to be vaccinated. He's getting his final shot this week. I think he got the Moderna or the Marilax. It's got an M in it. I know that. So, hopefully he'll be okay. And, yeah, I think that's all. I just wanted to, talk about my experience getting it, what it was like having it, because I think that I guess this is where I should come in. I believe I said this before in another video where normally in certain situations I fully believe in like freedom of religion and freedom of culture and stuff like that. And I don't think that somebody's beliefs should be trampled on, just for like other people's comfort. But I think it's a very different circumstance when it's literally affecting every single person on the planet, unless you are living in a place where, like modern society hasn't touched, because we do still have, like people who live in tribes and stuff out there. You know what? They're probably okay, hopefully, but again, it's one of those situations where those people, don't have contact with people like us. They don't have contact with the outside world in that sense. So I fully believe that everyone should be vaccinated if you, physically can. If you have physical reasons for why you can't, whether it be immune compromised, other medications messing with it, or certain other issues. That's the point of herd mentality, is it's meant to protect those few tiny percent of people. They're not meant so that people can just skip out on it. I know there are other people who are nervous the fact that, like, oh, well, this is the quickest of vaccines ever come out. We don't know all the side effects and everything. And I understand that, and I get that, and I understand that fear. But at the same time, as someone who lost someone to COVID, as someone who had COVID, as someone who almost lost another person to COVID, I don't care. That this will be fully me talking right now, and you can judge me all you want on that. I don't care. We have lost, at least in America, over 500,000 people to this. There are countless numbers of people who have had long-term side effects because they had it before they could get tested or before it was big, and they are not a statistic. The numbers are constantly going up, And just because some people's are asymptomatic doesn't mean they're not showing signs in other ways. You know, I think that's a big thing a lot of people latch onto, where they're like, well, I had it and I just had a cold and I'm fine now. But then most of those people are having stuff happen now where they're like, oh, wow, I'm really out of shape. I used to be able to go up the stairs without getting winded now, and now I can't. That's weird. Or, every time allergy season comes around now, I just cough like crazy and it's hard to breathe. I wonder why that is. It's no correlation. And it's like, oh, it is. We also don't know the long-term effects of what it's like having COVID, because this is a new sickness. And, or I should say a new strain, and it keeps bloody mutating. And so, again, this is a very serious issue. This is a very different thing. If it was something where it was stuck to one country and it didn't spread across the globe and touch nearly every single country known to man, I think that normally freedom of religion, freedom of that is fully normally okay. In this case, it's not. It's not. It's not okay because it's affecting everybody, you know, and the last thing we want is to be so close to being done, and it just takes, you know, a handful of stupid people to ruin it for everybody. And we want to go back to a normal, go back to a thing. And that's only going to happen if the majority of people get vaccinated. So, yeah. Those are my personal opinions on that. I will have links and resources down below. I'm not going to put my normal stuff. I don't feel comfortable when I do videos like this. And so anyway, thank you as always to my Patreon patrons. I love you guys so, so much. And as always, guys, I make a new video every Wednesday. And I will see you next time. Bye.